as you head to Mississippi State on Saturday?
Well, we're trying to respond to what we need to do to continue to improve as a team. Mississippi State's an outstanding team. You know, Coach Leach has got these guys playing really well. Their offense has been very productive and one of the best passing teams in the country. The quarterback's playing really, really well. They got really good skill guys, and defense is very aggressive and, you know, play a scheme that takes a lot of preparation. So, you know, we're focused on what we need to do to try to become a more consistent football team.
First up, we have Mac Engel of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram.
Hey, Coach, thanks for doing this. I don't know if you saw this or not, but this week one of your former players is off to a historic streak in Trevon Diggs. And he mentioned when he was with you, Coach, when you advised him to move from wide receiver to defensive back, he cried. He was so upset about it. A, do you remember that at all? And B, what was it about his skill set, Coach, that you thought would be better off or better suited in the defensive backfield as opposed to being a receiver?
Well, first off, he was a really good receiver. And I think that a lot of times, you know, guys have a vision of, you know, what they'd like to be. But because of his skill set, he had great ball skills, really good hands, long, very athletic. I just thought the guy would be a really good corner, and I thought there'd be more value for his future if he was a corner. Look, I don't make guys move positions, so it was fine, and it was his final decision to do it. You know, I say, look, I think you got a better future if you play, you know, defensive back, whether it was Corey Webster at LSU or Trevon Diggs or Cyrus Jones. You know, those are all guys that we moved from receiver to corner that end up playing in the NFL. And it's certainly worked out really well for him, and I'm really proud of the way he's playing.
Thank you very much.
Next, we'll go to Chip Howard of KZNE.
You've got guys on your roster that had not experienced a loss before. How have they responded in practice, and what's your message been to them this week?
Well, I think you're right about that. I think, you know, sometimes you want to remember the feeling you get when you don't have success, and it's probably human nature for all of us to respond a little better when negative things happen than when positive things happen sometimes. So the response has been, you know, good so far, but, you know, we got to carry that over, you know, day in and day out, game in and game out. So that's, you know, we'll see if we're capable of doing that. But, you know, it's like I told them yesterday, you know, you got to respond from the edge of the cliff. So, you know, you don't have a lot of room for error, so you still can accomplish a lot of goals that you have as a team, but we're going to have to play better, more consistently if we're going to be able to do that. And that means we got to prepare better, practice better, be more engaged in the game. And, you know, the opponent is basically faceless in terms of the way you should look at your performance. It's not about the other guy. It's about how you want to play and how good you want to be, and that's how you should prepare and play every week.
How much does history help in that regard, in that you guys have won several championships after taking a loss in the season?
Well, you know, but every team responds differently. You know, we've also taken a loss and not won a championship, so it all depends on how you respond. So, and that's up to the individuals on the team, the leadership on the team, and how everybody on the team buys into it.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Andy Koska, the Clarion Ledger.
Hi, Coach. Looking at Mississippi State from last year to this year, what has changed about them, and where have they kind of improved in that time span?
Well, I think, you know, because they've had more time in the system, that all their players seem to be more comfortable and confident in playing the system. I think, you know, the quarterback's playing really, really well for them. And, you know, obviously the experience that he's gained, you know, through playing some last year and, you know, being the start of this year has, you know, really helped him, I think, improve. I think they have offensive line has improved. I think they've got a couple of new skill players that are you know, big play kind of guys that maybe they didn't have as much of last year. So, and then the other players that they do have back are very effective players in what they do. So I think there's a lot of things that contribute to the way they're playing on offense right now, which is really, really good.
Thank you.
Next we'll go to Steve Moulton on WZZN.
Coach, hope you're doing well today. One of those skill players in particular from Mississippi State, Polk, number 10, he kind of jumps out to me and was curious to get your impressions of what you've seen out of him so far this season, Coach.
Yeah, he's very good. He's one of the guys that I'm talking about. Very explosive. He's got great speed. Takes the top off of it sometimes for him, and has made some big plays for him. So he's a very good route runner and has really good hands. He's a good all-around player.
Penalties, I know, were an issue early. Do you feel like that is getting cleaned up properly? Where do you feel like your team is in the penalty category, Coach?
I think we Are we still there?
Yeah, we still are, Coach.
Okay. I think we made some progress and we've improved. I can't say that we're where we'd like to be. We want to continue to improve in that area.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach Saban, thank you.
All right, thank you.